At this point, y'all, if you have not accepted that that is Fortnite, you need to just accept that that's Fortnite. Now, let's all finally settle and say, yes, it is a game that includes an evolution of meta constantly, which means the players are constantly being pushed to try and figure out how to play the next setup the best. And that's good. You want that because I'm gonna be very honest with you. From a spectator side, I feel like potentially a level of staleness would happen if you're like, all right, we're back to a pump shotgun and an SMG to swap to. Pump shotgun, SMG to swap to. I feel like the combat shotgun has created more opportunities for back-to-back-to-back eliminations. You see Fiber going down there to Animal. It's just a situation where the game is trying to evolve in a way that makes it more representative of higher skill players and less representative of this guy is really good at the one thing all the time. You want to see people that can do it all.
Right.
You want the jack of all trades players to shine because they're the ones that have really put in a crazy amount of effort. They have skill, the knowledge to pick up everything about the game that they can as it changes. Sorry, I'm so long-winded about this. I'm very passionate about competitive Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's become such a big piece of what I do and what you do, especially you. I mean, you've been around for a long time.
Just about the beginning. Just about.
Exactly. And so it's like, it's just one of those things I want to see the game evolve and grow in a healthy way. And I know there's some people that are not happy with how the game is now, but you have to at least admit, those people have to at least admit that they're happy with the way that, I mean, an esport has continued to evolve. It has. It's undeniable.
Yeah, sure. And maybe just like expand upon that just a little bit more. Fortnite is an ever-evolving game. And it is a battle royale, and there is some kind of randomness involved in that, right? Like you land in a POI, and there's some form of random.
But you can harness that.
Correct, and it's why these players excel is because they can minimize that randomness factor, right? Like you said, their consistency. What can they do to minimize that randomness and give them an edge, which then propels them forward and continues moving forward? Unknown, great example. He knows what he does best. His rifling skills, his combat skills, his long-range shots. He's in a great position to do this, right? He didn't just land on this loadout. He worked for this loadout. He said, where do I need to go? When do I need to fight? Do I need to fight now?
To get it?
Exactly. There's so much. Like, on the surface, Fortnite may seem like, I guess, borderline one-dimensional, kind of, but there's actually so much depth to the game.
I wouldn't even say on the surface it seems that way. You've got building and shooting and strategic positioning.
Yeah,
there's a lot to it.
Elevation, game changes, what you land with, how you're feeling on the day, what your skills like, where you've spent your time. Have you done your shooting practice? Have you gone into playgrounds before then to practice up your building skills? There's so much. This is why I love Fortnite, dude. You're gonna make me nerd out, and we're gonna have long conversations about this.
This has been Deep Thoughts with Lupo and Zeke. Meanwhile, top 5 situation. My apologies for all that. Unknown from KNG with 6 eliminations. 19 builds. That Rift may or may not come into use here. It'll be tough to know just yet. TJ, the ultimate low ground. We're already in the top 3. The swap there, Baltic, Dylan, Glow Navy going down outside in the storm. Unknown dropping in and challenging Jayfree, but he actually gets dropped all the way to the bottom. Stuck top to bottom of TJ.
Oh my!
Box, the traps.
Oh my gosh, he completely shuts down Jayfree. But look at the health difference. If he's not careful, dude, and they spend time in the storm, Jayfree has health advantage. He's got to be really careful how he approaches this.
The slurp, though, Unknown could potentially pop it. Should here momentarily, I almost anticipate. Here we go.
Do you think he just waits for him to drop down and try and riffs him and hopes that the slurp is enough to tick him over?
We'll see. Moving with the storm, Jayfree in the ultimate high.
He's still ticking
13. Up. No builds for Unknown. He's going to have to... Yep, there we go. The shots. Combat shotgun from underneath. Can't quite connect.
20.
Does not tick out to the storm. Instead, finds a shot on Jayfree. The celebratory rift to go into the sky. Unknown, well played. No builds left. No problem.
Bro, that was absolutely insane. Sundown, monster deface. Was that not just the craziest end to that game?
That ending was absolutely absurd. Nice celebratory rift there from the controller lord, KNG Unknown. Well done to get the victory royale there. But not only was it a fantastic finish to that match, that is it from NA East. It's done. All the matches are played. The standings are final, and Monster and I are going to break them down.
Dude, are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? OMG, boys. So first off, Clicks qualified, right?
Top 3 spots again. We've talked about the sharing before. Clicks clarity, and then KNG's unknown in the last one will take those top 3 spots. But 6 spots are still up for grabs, and you'll see the next 6 fill them out. So congratulations, Cosmic, Tuzi, Legidian, Aspect, Hornet, and Creo. I'm telling you, that had to be the most nerve-wracking final hour for Aspect. We saw him finish on 60 points. He was in 2nd place. These last 4 right here, from Aspect to Fernando, were all at 60 points. Aspect had the 2 victory royales that pushed him up into 7th. Hornet had 1 that pushed him up into 8th. Creo had 0. Fernando had 0. The difference, average eliminations, average points, all of them average placement. Creo owned all the tiebreakers. He had all of them afterward, was slightly ahead, 3.8 to 2.8, 18 to 3.6, and the average point 7.5 to 6.0. Talk about every interaction mattering. Well, all the tiny little ones and the differences add up. Congratulations to all 6 of you, the final ones, joining us at the Fortnite World Cup final from NA East. But now I think it's time to punch tickets.
Absolutely is, and there it is. That's 1.
Cosmic up there on the board in
That's
first.
2.
Tuzi in second. Go ahead, Monster. You can
I'll
grab
get
that
this
one.
guy too right here, man. Legidian, you made it.
Aspect as well. That must have been. Oh wait, it's Lupo. We've been over this before.
You sure you want to? Are you feel? Okay. This guy, man.
He tried his best. It's all right. They talk about his snipes, but not about his ability to punch tickets. Creo in the last spot. Lazarus will have a member at the Fortnite World Cup final. Again, congratulations. But you can see out of the 19 spots up here, only 17 have been filled. We have 2 more for you coming out of NA West. But for now, we're going to go on a quick, well, not so quick. We're going to go on a 30-minute break in between the regions. Go walk your dog, get some water, get a nice little meal in you, because when we come back, the rest of the NA West matches in the final 2 spots will be punched for the solos competition to the Fortnite World Cup final. We'll be right back.
playing a little arena match while we wait for the World Cup to come back on. I'm trying to get into Champions League and I'll be in World Cup. I don't know that yet. Depends, but I should be able to play. I'm gonna pick it up. I can hear everything I say, so. Yeah, I didn't bother going to school today because was athletic carnival and it's pointless because it's just a whole bunch of kids running around. And get this and then all I want to just break this. Let's break these crates and stuff. That son of a bitch broke my chest. can't afford to not have meds on this. Yeah, I get HP and crap, but still need meds. It's important. Like, either you don't have the SMG or AR, and I'm sorry, AR and SMG, so. Oops. Edit it, please. The main priority is definitely an SMG and shotty. And let's go. I need to get out of here. And probably go out of the point too, because that's really important. A lot of people land like a decent distance away from everyone else because they want to try to get all the and like HP and mats. But you're pointless in a game without mats and HP and stuff. Like that's like walking to a gunfight with fists. Like if I bring a knife to a gunfight, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose because you're gonna stand down. You know you can't win, or you just get shot because you try your best but don't succeed. Otherwise, one of my best tips in this is like if you're around brick like that, build out a brick, because then you can just get brick straight back. I'll just get wooden circle because the circle's over there, and it's in oh my jeez, and it's in dusty, so dusty's in the circle, so I just go to dusty. Go this way. Go on with this. Best tip, you get to a high point, just nothing get involved. He has a better shot than me. Just my luck, I'm gonna boop boop dead. So I'm around here, so I'm walking to Dusty. My worst case scenario, going into a gunfight with a tactical shotgun, and they have a combat is boop boop boop, and I'm dead. Fences, these fences and those wooden fences are good for like metal and wood. Always check, don't just like sprint in because you're gonna get track killed or this guy here. Don't bother chasing anyone unless you know they're low. In that case, all you bother, chase them as much as you want. Yeah, I only took a couple of damage there, but that's just lucky. I only took a couple of them trying to smoke them. If I was that guy, first thing I would have done was probably shoot a shotgun like I did. Instead of building up straight away, I'd shot with the shotty. So I got that there, and I was lucky hit my shot set. See, like you can't search it. Like there's a chest in there, you can't get past the chest. If I gotta break it, chest is gone. It's just gone. It's a big fat tease. Okay, I wanna get up here, guys. I hear a guy gliding. Guy landed in Dusty, so it's down there. Okay. I'm gonna go for shots. So your best way of getting points. Oh my god. So your best way of getting points if you're in Joe's and playing this is to wait until the other guy's revived his teammate, so then I've glided with the police, so I'm good if I get knocked down. Cairo and 60. Nice. Oh god, even more. I tried. Let me try. Best. Eight minutes left. What date we were hunting rifle? That's why I don't play those that much, because double look. Mega alive. Done 18 kills. 19. Get in circle, boy. Oh. Mega with the 20 bomb. Mega with the 20 bomb.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? We're here for week number 8
And you know it's time to go meet up with the casters, so let's...
So much for your intro, Zeke.
No! It's time for weekend!
I'm Golden Boy, one of your hosts, and we're gonna jump right in.
I am so excited to be casting these games today. We are back.
All right, so we're getting ready. It's been a really great day so far. So a lot to get through. We want to talk to... What?
Actually, something.
Okay, all right.
I found a slipstream.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Squints!
Yeah?
So you're the in-game producer.
Yep.
But is there more we need to know about in-game observing?
I believe so, and you should go talk to Andy about that, Zeke.
Hey, what's up guys? My name's Andy. I'm the in-game director for the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers. So whenever we get into game, I take over from Joe, our broadcast director, and start cutting between all of our observers. I work with a team of 2 observers as well as a game producer, Squints, and the observer director in order to try and cut the best show possible. So basically all of our observers are getting the best content during these games, and I'm sort of the one who's deciding which one goes live on air. None of this is possible by myself, so I got a lot of help from my game producer as well as my observer director.
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Rose. I am the observer director, so I work with every observer individually, make sure they get the greatest shots, the greatest stories, so that when we go to Andy and he goes and cuts the show, he makes sure that you guys are seeing the best quality content that you can.
Check out the next block of NA West. Let's see what we have in store.
Aiden had some great plays. If he is able to carry the momentum over into this one.
Are you guys curious to see how audio works for the broadcast? Let's go meet up with John.
Hi, I'm John. I'm the audio mixer, or A1, on Fortnite. Welcome, Fortnite fam, to the audio booth. This is the audio board. All the audio that you hear goes through my hands. This is all of our wireless microphones for all of our talent. And then right here are all of our in-ear monitors, or IFTs, so that I can talk to talent. Like, usually it's something like, hey, Zeke, turn on your mic. And then they turn on their mics. I think Zeke should have heard that right now. Did you hear that? Nice. Also, I have a window.
We're all done. Yay.
Day 1's done!
What are you talking about? World Cup finals over, guys, okay? I won everything.
Guys, I just want to let you know, my favorite person in the world is in this room.
Wow.
Which one do you think it is?
It's not me.
I'm happy to tell you.
It's not me.
It's actually Kitty Plays. Boom! Right there! You know, it's not easy making this look good. Let's go meet up with Monique, the makeup artist, to see how she gets all this done.
No, I don't like that guy, Zeke. He's such a... Oh, hey! Hi, I'm Mo. I'm the makeup artist. I'm the one that makes these nerds look beautiful. Oh, Zeke. Sorry, let me just reel.
There's 2 people that don't get nearly enough love. They are the people who operate the cameras, and I'm going to introduce you to them right now.
That's Allison. That's Mahoney. That's Mo.
Hi.
Touched on right there is when he gets knocked out with that RPG, instantly rips. Oh my goodness, that was...
North, setting up their cottage, setting up their homes.
Take 3, take 5, take 4, and 5 minute game!
Ready off 5, ready off 6, take off 6.
Keep on one!
Ready off 3, take off 3. Ready off 10, take off 10.
And cut. Keep up the good work.
Are we gonna do a Fortnite? Wait, come on. Let's do a pookie. Let's do a pookie on 3. 1, 2, 3. Pookie.
We have a post-show pinata.
Right now, see. I'm right there. Hit Zeke in the face.
We've seen 8 weeks of amazing Fortnite Battle Royale action. Players from all around the globe have battled it out, and some have been able to already book their ticket to New York City to compete in the Fortnite World Cup final in front of thousands of live fans. $8 million has already been given away, and now we're coming down to the wire. Week 9 is the final opportunity for competitors to try and qualify for the solos competition. Who will join the likes of Dubs, Stompy, Tfue, and X2 Jordan on the stage in New York City? Who will be able to clutch up in their final moments, in their last fights, to earn one of the final 19 spots? And with the last 2 weeks on the horizon, we are increasing the weekly prize pool to $2 million. So, get on the battle bus and drop in. This is your last chance to name yourself among the best of the best and to build your way to a spot at the Fortnite World Cup final. What are you waiting for? The battle is building, and you don't want to miss out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifiers Week 9. The solos action continues. NA East is done. NA West soon to begin. My name is Jack Courage Dunlop, and I'm here to provide you with all the entertainment just before we get to our casters for these games, as NA West is now underway. The final region, the last spots will be decided. Only 2 positions left up for grabs, and I cannot wait to see how it all plays on out. First, though, we've been live throughout the day with matches across all the different regions, and here's a look at our schedule. Obviously, Oceania, Asia, Europe, Brazil, NA East. They've all concluded. They are all done. Now underway is NA West, as you see that start time of 7 p.m. Eastern. Now on the board. As you know, top 25 here in the format earns you 3 points. Top 15 earns you 5 points. Top 5 earns you 7 points. A Victory Royale, 10 points. And Dr. Lupo, every single elimination you get is plus 1 point. As we head into prizing, you see exactly the difference here. $2 million this week.
That's a lot of money, Jack.
$2 million is a lot of money.
Item shop. Nothing too good. So there's nothing really good in the item shop. Nice.
You do indeed, Jack. You're ridiculous.
I don't know. It's just what I had to do. But no, we have an interview coming on in here. Can we say hello? I believe it's Aspect.
Hello?
Aspect, what's going on, brother?
Up?
How are you?
What's up, man? I'm fantastic.
Are you playing out of your kitchen right now?
I'm in a house with with Animal, who's my teammate, and then Kearney, who's another competitive player in Philadelphia right now. We're all set up in like the kitchen, living room area.
Jack is extremely jealous of how close you are to the fridge.
Yes, I am.
I can roll over to it. It's pretty nice.
This is 200 IQ right here. Now
Jack's
this
actually going to change his setup later to mirror this.
This is how you keep yourself composed. Now, Aspect, you're someone that we've seen competing in Fortnite for so long. You broke it on through. You've made it happen. What was the preparation like for this week?
We got here last week before the duo started, and the three of us, have just been playing 24/7 arena, everything that we possibly can, just prepare for this weekend, and paid off.
It absolutely did. I mean, you could say it paid off in many different ways, but now you're qualifying for the biggest stage. Obviously, people have dreamed of making it here. In your opinion, what worked for you today that made this possible?
I won my fight off spawns when they really needed to, and I just had really good internet connection, and that helped a lot. Like, I was just able to take people's walls. Like,
hey,
a lot of things that really needed to go right went right.
It seems to be
in the games that needed to.
Exactly. It seems to be a lot of people's answers. The things you need to go right do go right. You can't complain with that one too much. Now, when you found out you made it, who'd you tell first? What was your reaction?
All of my bros and my bro cord. I was in a channel of like at least 10 of them, just screaming. And then I called my mom and my dad, my grandparents, and obviously the people that I'm living with right now.
They found out too. I'm sure it was the screaming that gave it away. That's too awesome. Now, Aspect moving forward, we've obviously got, you know, the Pro-Am coming up that I think a lot of people are excited to watch. We've got the duos, but then New York City, the World Finals event. Have you ever been to New York City? How excited are you?
I was in New York when I was like 7. I'm really excited to go. Really excited. I'm going. My sisters and my dad's gonna be there. It's super fun. I'm gonna meet all my bros IRL. It's gonna be a great time, and I'm gonna win like $2 million.
Oh, there we go. I love the confidence.
I was literally gonna ask. I said you have your family coming. All these people are gonna fly out to New York to see you play the Fortnite World Cup. What's your prediction and how you're gonna do? And I think $2 million is easy.
Hey,
right there.
It's a good weekend of Fortnite, I think, if you wind up making it. Aspect, it's great to hear from you. I'll give you the floor. Any shout outs you want to do? Shout out your social media. Let us know.
I will say I only qualified today because I used code SEND-ASPECT in the item shop.
Nice.
My Twitter is AspectFN_ on Twitter. Make sure you follow that. I need followers. I need the impressions, please. My Twitter is AspectFN. I mean, my Twitch is AspectFN. You should follow that too because I am an alpha male. And yeah, that's all I need to shout out.
Love that Aspect. Congrats again, brother, and we'll definitely be seeing more of you soon. Keep practicing, and good luck. Have fun in the final couple weeks. Folks, that is Aspect there. Absolutely great to see. Awesome, dude. As now we take a look, our next thing we're going to go through before we get to our games, where we currently stack up in NA West.
The last region, Jack.
That's it.
All of it's on the line, and at the top there, already qualified.
Okay, Peak is always
but holding first place, Jack. You can't deny it. You can't push him out of the spotlight. World Best Gaming Pika all the way up here, 31 points. Barely a lead. I mean, we're only a couple games through thus far, 2 or 3 across the entire top 10. We've got a couple names we've seen up here a number of times,
yes. Right? And Harrian's actually was who got first, I believe, yesterday in the NA West qualifiers, or was up there throughout the day. So stacked standings as you'd expect, but our games are ready. Lupo, we're ready to get into the action. NA West, we're not the casters, begins right now, folks. Let's welcome in our casters, Zeke and Sundown. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you so much, Courage. It's crazy that we decided to put the taco shop that close to Courage. Something could have gone terribly wrong. I'm Zeke. This amazing man next to me is Sundown. We are getting ready, guys. The final opportunity for a lot of these players to qualify here in NA West.
The last chance, 2 more qualification spots up for grabs. You're going to need that mental toughness in order to clutch it out, but the matches are ready, so let's get right on it. Enough of us. You want to see the Fortnite action. We want to see the Fortnite action. And again, if you're playing on Sunday, we have the opportunity to hop into your game. So if you see any of your friends out there or they do anything cool, let them know. Catch that clip. Drop it to them on the social medias, as Monster might say, and then get into the games. You can also watch live in client. There's a nice little bar right there. You can see just over an hour and 45, so nearing the halfway mark as Sol 9 just blows up Retake Impact with a nice little gatekeeping angle there, and he finds Swiftlink as well. He's gonna try and double back over to get the shadows. Opts not to, just pops the launch pad and gets out of dodge.
Now don't forget, guys, if you've watched Fortnite competitive before, you know exactly how dense this lobby is, and this is not surprising. If this is maybe your first few times expect to see, as we hop into these games, these lobbies with potentially over 50 people, right? Especially over here on West. This is it. Last chance to try and rack up points and secure one of the 2 qualifying spots on the line for West. So now it's all about what can I do? What can I do to get as many points? So how far can I get in placement? Can I get top 25? Once I get there, what's the next step? Top 15? Can I pick up elims along the way? Every single thing, every decision these players make is going to affect the standings. The leaderboards will shift, and it will dictate ultimately who will be going and punching their ticket to the finals in New York City. You know, it's stressful. It's stressful.
I mean, it's stressful for me, indeed. I'm not going to lie. Like, when I talk about this being sweaty, I've applied deodorant 3 times so far today, and I'm just casting. Like, it's been absurdly hype, yelling at the number of plays, the flint knocks that have been broken out, just nuts all over the place, inspired by with a good drum gun spray over there. Antidote also getting taken down. But the action today has been so absurdly close and intense from top to bottom. Everyone has elevated their game across every region, and the question that we want answered is who will have those last 2 spots. Also, one other thing I want to touch on right before we fully focus on the West. Aspect, when he came onto the scene initially, was younger than 16 when that was the previous competitive age, and he had tweeted out, God, only a couple weeks separates me from winning tens of thousands of dollars. You know what? 16th birthday comes through, gets into the fall skirmish, wins the very next event a couple days after, and then goes on to cement himself as one of the favorites. However, from that point on, he really fell off during the starting weeks of the World Cup, so it had to have felt great to get in the last match, get to 60, hold on for an hour, and see yourself in New York City. Brilliantly done from Aspect, one of the original young lords, but now a veteran on the scene. Again, congratulations. But as I said, East is in the books, and we're on to the best of the West in here with Zaytan as he pushes into the box and picks up PTO Quake, getting close to that first placement threshold of top 25 for 3 points. You see Zaytan has one heck of a loadout on him.
The single shadow bomb, a slurp juice, that combat shotgun, the tactical AR with almost 500 rounds. Zaytan is ready. He's looking to take engagements, especially with the slurp, right? Even if he does get chipped into his HP, he can use that slurp to top himself off. We just hit top 25. This is huge. Those first 3 points coming in is going to make a difference. Now, don't forget, every elim is a point. So right now, Zaytan is looking at 5 points if he was eliminated right here. Now, of course, he wants more. He's still hungry. He's looking for that victory royale. You see players trying to rotate here with the backs to the storm. He's going to look for picks. If he can, one's going to get caught. The edit there, the door. Hello, welcome to the world, Twinkies.
Not going to survive the apocalypse there. Twinkies does get taken down. Zaytan, however, in one of those tight little box situations. Oh no, he metroed himself. He metroed himself. He's stuck in there, cannot move. This is what kept Metro from qualifying in week 7. Can Zaytan push himself back out? And he is. He's good. Out, no problem. Top 15 now as Tavern picks up Zucchini. Spelled all the way out. Appreciate that. Making our lives easy there. As Zaytan now 4 elims, top 15. 9-point game so far. Inspired Ride picks up Muddy Is Me, and we get closer to the top 10. Player just on the outside of the box, and Zaytan recognizes it, has the slurp going, gets a ramp placed inside of his box, and he's like, nope, I'm out.
That could have been disastrous, man, that shadow bomb play. But it's okay, Zaytan's recovered. And again, he did hit top 15. 5 total points in placement, 4 in eliminations, looking 9 points in a single game. This is massive. 4 players need to fall, and he makes top 5. This could be another round of placement points. He's going to go try for the edit. It fails, unfortunately, but here we go. Immediately. Zedek?
I think it's Edic. Not positive
okay.
there.
The X's always confuse me. Edic there, going to be shut down, but look at this. Look at the incline. Right now, Zaytan made the smart play using the Shadow Bomb to Billy Goat or Mr. Savage his way up before everyone else.
5 players remaining now, so we're into the last placement threshold. Drizzle goes down. Here's Old Man Mountain. You see Saul desperately trying to get around it. Oh, but Inspired opts to take a shot with his assault rifle. Can he find anything? Looks like it's just going to be a straight up 1v1. No, the zone comes back over. Inspired, no, gets ticked out right before. So now straight up 1v1. Zaytan versus Tavern. Tavern on no builds pushes out, and Zaytan from the high ground. We saw him. He was only on the 2 elims when we hopped on board. Picks up 4, gets the high ground, and the victory royale up to 28 points after his second match. Well done.
And I mean, him using that shuttle bomb to just make the rotation early, these are the things you have to do, especially when trying to navigate around a mountain. He immediately said, look, I know what's going to happen here. Everyone's going to get trapped down below. I just need to get up there and establish myself. Everyone has to then come to me. I'm going to just sit here and gatekeep, and it works in his favor. Victory all going his way, but of course, more action on deck. Next game, again, we talk about these dense lobbies. 45 people, 20 people need to be eliminated before we hit round of placement points, and this is Storm Circle 5.
Storm Circle 5, so it's in that overlapping zone. You can see it in the bottom right-hand corner. The blue circle indicates where the current safe zone is. The white circle indicates where the new one is. So all the players who are already inside that next white circle will have priority on shooting everyone else who has to rotate in. Psycho is one of those guys who has a gray AR as well as the legendary hand cannon. So decent pressure potential, but not the best in the world. You do see Harrians over there on the side, or Snorre, name spelled backwards. You have Psychic over there in the bottom right, as well as Technique on the lower half of Psycho. Going to continue to just pour shots into people. Has a pretty good angle and is very well covered, so shouldn't be threatened here. It just kind of wants to wait out until the zone closes. You can see it coming in now.
Ooh, someone's in the box!
And that was Keaton, who got taken down. It looks like he was just a box square above, but that's going to give Psycho a ton of mats, shadows, rift to go, baller. What more could you want in terms of rotation? That was a gift from above.
That is so unfortunate. I believe the player was edited down, right? It all happened so fast. There's my cousin, LG Prime there, as a fellow Prime. Harrion's here, or Snorri. He likes to spell his name backwards. That actually got me yesterday. You called it out. You know, I feel like I kind of like this too because it makes sense with a capital H at the end.
Yeah, it's the capital that got me, because like that used to be a very big thing in a couple of the other competitive games that I played before. Is people when they would go to like major LAN events or even just local ones would spell their name backwards, and then Centro gets utterly abused. Not going to put that clip on YouTube as Harrians picks that up, and he has a full little shop down there. I mean, he could just be hanging out. You see the Storm Surge warning come on through. If you are unfamiliar with Storm Surge, the way it works, if you have not been dealing damage to opposing players, just been super passive, maybe hanging out in a ball on the low ground or in a 1-by-1 the whole time, you will be punished. Inactivity is not something that will be granted when there's this many players who are left. It's 10 damage per tick as it comes through, and Harrians again goes to put the traps out. His baller does get eaten by it, but Amu Okami gets taken down. He's gonna be okay with that. Has the rift as well in case he needs to get out of dodge tool, but there's a player directly behind it. Rift right now. Yep, there you go. Takes him with you, and he's just gonna get back into the center zone. You actually saw he pulled 2 other players with him outside the one. They were just in shadow form.
Very tough spot right now. 45 effective HP. He's gonna have to burn the campfire, but this is gonna tell the entire lobby, I am in critical condition. Please leave me alone. Let's just play fair here. But look at this. Everyone's scrambling, trying to get themselves to safety. Psychic's already poised himself in a great spot, posted up. Now look up above. We got a bunch of billiards in play. Look at this, though. Harrians. The double launch pad. Now he's going to rotate back. I believe that's probably the smart thing to do. All right, he's just saying, look, I'm just going to keep this one by one over. I'm just going to use this as my defensive tool if need be. Okay, I believe that was a geyser here. Gonna just mess with people. Gonna send them into the sky. It's okay. Harrian's gonna get a new position now. And there we go. Top 25 just hit Psychic. Finds Roman is 14. Picks him up, sends him back to the lobby. I mean, look, Harrians has a fantastic loadout. The 8 rockets, the minis, the launch pad, the combat shotgun, the tactical AR. He's ready to just take this lobby by storm.
Yeah, but he needs to find the space to use it, and that's going to be a play right there. Gets Rubizzle with the direct impact, and then gets SX Beast with the collateral damage, knocking the build down and causing the fall. Can he find the connection? He does. Drops that player down. Will it connect for an Elim? No, not going through. Must have been some form to save it, but all of a sudden, he's up on the high ground, looking down on the rest of the lobby. Harrians up top. Technique right next to him, goes for the take. Harrians hits the first combat shot, and now we'll look down to the low ground as you see a number of rifts, and the geyser. 2 rifts go up, geyser go up. Everyone's up in the sky. Cue the circus music as we're about to hit top 15. Who will be the player to drop? Psycho trying to take away the high ground. Instead, opts to edit down and begins his waterfall. 1-2, plays the floor. Instead, drops down, and Dankies gets ripped.
Man, that geyser just really caused so much havoc, allowing people to reset when they needed to. We're in top 15. More players are being eliminated. Just look at the spread here. Psycho there needs to get in. He's going to be taken down to the zone technique and critical vision. Harryon sending rockets up above, just messing with people's builds. And Psycho gets shut down. Psycho, this is huge. And look, he's got the 2 slurps, 2 launch pads, 2 campfires, 3 half shields. You can't really use the half shields. You're not going to be given the 4 seconds. But wishful thinking there. An 80, double 80, 136. Headshot spree, Psycho. This is what you need. Especially Sundown right here. One more player needs to go down. Top 5. Harryhunts with more rockets. It looks like voice and technique are going to be blown up.
Harryon's picking up a nice double there. Now you have Psycho in your top right, Harryon's in your bottom right. Psycho on 19 points, Harryon on 22. Psycho takes that one away from him, both shooting the same target, but now Psycho looking straight down on Harryon's. He doesn't realize! Harryon's doesn't realize he was right on top of him, but he blocks him off. Now Harryon's has high ground control, but both of them as Psycho falls down. Harryon's not snoring there. He says, wake up, I've been up for a while. GG, bop, 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 da, da, da. Harryon's great victory royale, up to 27 points, the top spot out of the semifinals. Can he do it today? That's the question. We're in NA West. The action doesn't stop. The games are going live. If you want to check it out in client, you can click that watch live tab, or you can pull up the leaderboards yourself, check out your favorite player, and, you know, just get the matches going. Not sure how you'd be able to be in the client hearing me and not know the watch tab was there. Didn't quite think that one through. But now, Jaylee, good stink, and then also takes that ball away. He says, no rotatos for you, as he boxes himself up, has his own baller, a stash of shields, bunch of stinks, and shadows, as well as zone priority.
Man, I'm still... Well, Mouse gets picked off there. I'm still reeling from that last game.
It was fantastic, but one thing I want to talk about, rather than going back to last game, just right there, you saw how it looked like he shot him through the stair. If a build is yellow, that indicates that there is a player or something currently phasing through it that is causing it to not complete building. This means that projectiles and other things will continue to pass through it until it gets built. Both the shots going through there. Well done from Jaylee. Now on board with FaZe's Jarvis, the player who in week 7 was just 2 points out of qualification. The controller lord out of the West ended up taking home the Fortnite Friday with FaZe Tilt just this past weekend. Can he add a World Cup qualification spot to his resume? He desperately wants to, sitting right now on 25 points.
We're about to hit Storm Circle 6 as well. And again, another dense lobby, 41 players. We started on about 45, and it's been thinned out just a little bit here. Now look at this. We have to begin making rotations through Neil Tilted. Chef Shaba there going to be picked up by Jarvis, his 3rd elimination. And there's still 39 players left in this lobby that potentially could just be food for Jarvis. Look at this, man. Shoulder to shoulder, 1-by-1s. People separated by a single build. Jarvis, all right. I like the impulses to reposition, and he's going to be able to farm a little bit of wood there as well. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, impulses can be a little risky. You don't necessarily always know where you're going to land, but with all of these player-based structures over here, it gets him into the center of zone and allows him to spray shots back down the rest of the lobby, hitting a couple of tags there. You can see the Storm Surge warning on the right-hand side. 3 more players need to go down. Kicks does get converted over by the Storm. Jarvis now opting for the impulse play and catching himself on top of the builds. Immediately turns, saw that player, knows he's a tarp above or in shadow form now, drops the edit, and he's going to work back through the Burger Tower.
Okay, I like this too, because if you're using build, you expose yourself. Or you could not use a build and hide in a little corner here. This is what makes Neil Tilted so dangerous. We see players just all the way around. We're at 28 players. This lobby is going to continue to thin out because everyone is scrambling right now, trying to get themselves to safety. Jarvis, look at him though, still on effective HP. He's trying to hunt this player down. He wants his elimination. A flick shot comes out, nothing connects. Now he's got the beat on the player. He knows where this player is, and he's just trying to lock it up.
26 players left, and you also notice he kept ducking out into the storm, trying to catch that player, not covering his back, but was well enough, gets directly on top of Papo Anthony. You can run, but you can't hide. Jarvis is inevitable. He will find you, and that's a big swing for him now on an 8-point match, 5 elims and top 25, but Little takes out Wheels, another fantastic contender. We saw him and Jay, and Jarvis just pickaxe the ball out into the storm. That's going to be storm damage, and actually huge strat. If you are out of builds or have nothing to do against the ball or don't have a boogie, pickaxe it, send it out in the storm, and then just shoot it out. It's 10 damage that goes off there. If they think they're safe and they're not going to pop out, get the opportunity. However, it is risky. They can pop out and shoot you back. Most of the time, they do want to play passive. We've seen a couple of those go through. It's 900 IQ, but right now, Jarvis is trying to be 900 IQ. Gets pulled up into the rift. No shots coming out from everyone as the dives begin to go out. A number of umbrellas are pulled since we're at top 18. Players just want to stay in the lobby. Vinny gets
He gets high ground. Yes, dive in. There you go. Connects with it. That was beautiful.
He needs to get back in the zone. Oh, he does. He finds a nice little pocket, and now he has that high ground priority, Zeke, like you just called out.
Someone goes with a challenge. It's Blixifire.
Just ruined it.
And dude, just outside top 15.
That's so rough when you put in that much time, but he's going to be okay with that. Still a double-digit performance there out of Jarvis. Now Blixifire drops down onto a little girl trying to get out and over around the side. No, that's not who's playing. That's his name. As we check over into the mid-tarp, you got World Cup Deuces trying to manifest that positive energy, doing everything he can. We've seen him in these lobbies before, but Barrow is trying to have a say about it. The duo qualifiers wanting a solo spot desperately, and Arkham trying to get one of those as Spicy gets picked up on the way down. Barely even a reaction. I didn't even see him there right out of the side, but Arkham gonna keep working down. Has the uncommon attack, notices the player in that baller right next to him. He does drop out. Can he create the distance? And he does. Deuce is still in as he gets Little. Twinkies picks up Spiky, and Localist goes down, so we're closing in on the top 5. You see the trap on the ceiling. Arkham gets 2 tags and now needs to pickaxe his way through. He can't go that way. Knows there's a trap, and he finds Jay Lee.
Navigating this building, the technical savvy, the ability to remain calm. Arkham, you are a legend, but look up top though. Barrow, look, his HP is very low. He's got the RPGs, 3 left. He's gonna start sending these rockets down to this mid-ground tarp. Deuces, Zed, Snipes, they're gonna be all forced down toward Arkham. But look, we're going up on the side of this mountain. They need to make something happen. They need to, okay, they're just gonna battle it out. Arkham here, the lowest HP, the rocket gonna come in and protect himself.
He's in the zone, he's
oh my God!
He got it! That was sick. Arkham was so good. While Barrow had the high ground control, everyone funneled into Arkham, and he says, welcome, I'm the meat grinder on the bottom. Give me it all. Give me the elims. Give me the victory royale. And you know what? I'm going to try and get one of those qualification spots. Brilliantly done from Arkham. 1x there, closing it out with the victory royale and staying savvy. The rocket pressure from the high ground was immense. You're playing in the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifier Final. There's 2 spots on the line, and you cover yourself the entire time, just knowing you have the zone, knowing you have the pressure. That is intelligent game sense defined right there from the Week 2 duo qualifier. Desperately trying to find a spot as we now cross the halfway mark of the queue times on NA West.
Oh my gosh, we've just been treated to some of the most unbelievable Fortnite action. It's so, I'm so honored to just be here and to just get to hang out with you guys and cast these games. Again, another dense lobby, 49 people. And look where we are. This is the half in, half out circle we talk about all the time. That's circle number 5. Is Isekai Proverbs here trying to find more eliminations. He does have 2, which is pretty significant, especially because we're down to half of the lobby. He's just going to look to play maybe a little slow, trying to isolate this player on the other side of this wall. Wall edit comes through. Does the ramp fall up? Nope. He picks up pavers there and some loot. I didn't even see that.
Check your ceiling.
I didn't even see. I was like, he's going to walk in and get the loot. If that was me, I would be gone. That's it. I would have been eliminated. Actually, I wouldn't even be competing here because this is the finals, top 3,000 of the region. I would not have made it this far. But that was very Proverbs. Let's go, man. Great eyesight. It's like a hawk.
I'm not even going to ask you what your arena score is as we hop on board.
You know
here.
what my arena score is.
You see Saf there on the far left side. Carson up top. Cheeks also putting some shots down towards him. You have Redux on the side, and right now Proverbs is in that firing tunnel, and he says, nah, I'm good. Out of there. No thank you. Want nothing to do with that. Pops the last of his shadow bombs and gets all the way over into the priority side of the zone. Look at the bottom right-hand side. The whole lobby has to rotate past Proverbs. So what are they going to do? They're going to pressure him, saying, nah, you don't get to hold that spot for free.
And I mean, look at the health, man. Down to 29. If the lobby decides to turn on Proverbs, he's going to get picked off. He just needs to take a second, bury himself down in these builds, and start either looking for a siphon, get the meds, or the minis.
One thing else, too, want to call out, mispronounced your name yesterday. You saw Code Cali there on the bottom, another player who had a great day, but we're on board here with Twitch Maximo as he drops in, and they say, just stand still. Stand still. Hello? Hello?
Okay,
One,
you missed the first one. No! I don't know why he was trying to wiggle there and trying to be a little cheeky about it. He does get the 63 though, Sundown.
He should get this. The players in the storm will get the storm takeover.
There it is.
But the question is, how much does it cost him? Because that should have been free, and it should have given him the high ground control. So can he get that back? We're getting closer in to the top 25. Instead, just going to use the redeploy. He picked up and hop right over. Good bunny hop to maintain the momentum and continue going. Again, when we talk about bunny hop, spamming jump when you're touching the ground, you can retain some of your momentum, but be careful. Might carry you off the map. I've done that a couple times, I swear. Very not pretty. As we see here, Moni pushing over 34 players remaining, so still not at that first placement threshold. You see Acho Tipasolo getting picked up on the low ground by Lorelei there. Mo also in this match. S2 still representing on that West Coast, the friend group who is all about getting better at Fortnite, and they're representing hard here. Jae Young picks up evade mood, and we have our top 25. Broxer gets knives FN right away. Aether goes down as well, so 8 more spots until we get the next one. And Broxer now knows the player's not going to cover his 6, drops right down on top of him. Hello, Moni, hello? Open your ears up, man. He's right next to you, but well done there from Brogster. Not double jumping, being patient. That's what we talk about. Don't need to be sprinting next to him. Use those fast-paced speed. Got to be keeping an eye out on those heartbeats. No, it's incredibly difficult as we get closer to the second placement threshold. 17 players remaining, and the 7th zone is closing.
And of course, it wouldn't be a game if we weren't trying to traverse Father Mountain. Oh, thankfully, the storm goes in the completely opposite direction. It was just a tease. It was just a joke, but look down below. Rapid gets picked up. Holds 45 there. Going to be going toe-to-toe up on the high ground, though. Lorei here is going to be battling it out with Lorei the second. Sup, Lorei?
Lorei, you're Lorei. There we go. Top 10 here. Lorei on the high ground.
All right, a bunch of players have fallen. We're now 7 players remain. Great shadow bomb to keep Lorei here, just ensuring no fall damage is taken. Look at everyone else. They're deep within the builds. You've got 2 players down below that aren't building. They've got to be out of materials. Can Lorei take advantage of the Broxer up on top? He still has them. But look at everyone down below. Everyone else is battling it out right now.
Yeah, we're into the top 5, top 4 now. Broxter top right on the high ground. He says, no, I don't need high ground. Let's just join the fray down here. Only 1 tarp above. Lorei gets Mo and gets the match from it. There, Broxter gets I Am Trio. Lorei has a shadow if he wants to try and retake. Zone is closing. Also has 75 to the 24 build, but Broxter doesn't care. Shoot first, ask questions later. Broxter putting pressure onto Lorei. Knows the zone is there. Lorei tries to dip out and around, but too clever for your own good. Brogster, 5 elims and the victory royale, 15 points there to push him up to 32. That match was ridiculous, but for now, we're going to throw it back on over to Courage, who's in the studio.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, great energy from Zeke and Sundown. What you don't see behind the scenes is Zeke currently taking his shoes off, got the socks out.
He honestly looks extremely relaxed.
He's looking real comfortable, but the energy's there. I like it. I respect it. I love hearing those two on the mic. Courage joined by Dr. Lupo as we catch up to speed on a few things going on while the NA West action unfolds. Obviously intense down to the wire in some of those games right there. Arkham with a big performance. We saw Jarvis with an unfortunate demise there in 16th place, but Ben, I know you've got some things you want to show us.
It's actually funny you mentioned both of those players, Jarvis. Harrians as well on that list, and Arkham to end it. We have a set of replays. We're going to look at all 3 players and what they've done thus far for NA West. Pretty crazy how fast-paced things happen in these games, and I think NA West is one. They don't shy away from, the pace of what we've seen from EU and NA East. Shots inside a box, awareness, very, very important in Fortnite. See, Harrians here, a number of plays repeatedly showing. He's got the awareness, the ability to build up. Basically chasing his own rocket down in that clip right there to match a player elevation, shots from above, swap out the RPG, one of the most powerful weapons late game, especially when you have a swarm of players underneath. Repeated shots. Give me a combat shotgun and an RPG in a high-skilled player's hands, and I guarantee you'll see a feed.
Right.
It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Matching height there, catching Psycho on the rotation down, but like you said, Aaron's not the only player from NA West putting on a good show. Jarvis, you mentioned shots on the outside, little peek shot on another player, getting third party, taking opportunities every time they have a chance. Very, very important that players are paying attention to who's around them and what exactly they're doing and maybe what other people are doing to them. Jarvis says the impulse over the top, flying away there. Get an escape. You got a landing on top of another baller player. Papo Anthony goes down and picks up a quick little set of loot. We've seen those kind of chases pretty often too. You have players that are flying through the air and they'll follow someone on a redeploy, or baller, the rift to go, and landing literally inside the same box, taking ownership of it. And you mentioned Arkham here. Patience is so key. We're in the top 5 at the very end here, and Arkham sitting on the ultimate low ground, waiting for players literally to drop in like that. Deuces goes down, another one, and Arkham's just going for a flick, looking for the next, finds a follow-up. Another one, back to back to back to back, and Arkham doesn't even need to climb his way out until the very last second, and even then, Barl goes down to himself.
Yeah.
The feed, Arkham took it over. NA West, just top-tier awareness, but still at 49 points, still in first place. Pika from WBG, but Harrian's right here. We saw a ton of clips from him at the beginning of the set of replays there.
Yep.
Taking second place
Pika,
so far.
Pika 3 games played, 3 wins. Thankfully for everyone else on this list, Pika already qualified. So because Pika's already qualified, it would be players in second and third if it would remain this same score line. We'll see if that happens though, Dr. Lupo. So far, NA West looking great. Obviously still some time to queue. So that being said,
Just throw it back, Jack.
maybe send it back on over to our casters to keep the action going. Zeke and Sundown, take it away.
Thank you guys so much. Oh, did I cut you off? You want to do it? All right, let's pretend I
Oh, no, that's fine. You can take it. That was cool. I didn't have my hand up or anything. It's fine. Too busy showing everyone how you're lounging.
Yeah, no, I feel...
Did you use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup?
I did.
Oh,
in
okay,
fact.
good.
Yeah, so just for your context, in case you're just tuning in, Dr. Lupo and KurtJD decided to go ahead and call me out, expose me, say that I'm straight lounging right now. If you check Twitter, it's true. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's just Zeke low-key trying to plug his Twitter there. Don't give him the
I didn't say
impression.
anything.
It's not about
Didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yep, nothing low-key about it. Indeed, as we're all here on board with Dexstar. 43 players left in the lobby, and it's about to crunch it down. And again, you saw the standings right before this. That was basically a who's who of who hasn't qualified yet in terms of the NA West side. Minus Pika, all of those other players have been so absurdly close. CJ, Harrians, Domo, all of them have been up on that board, and this is the last opportunity. Cannot stress that enough. The final 2 solo spots will be decided in this last block. If you want to be on the stage, you have to put up or shut up right now. Because if you don't, you're going to be sitting there and you're going to be regretting it. You're going to be feeling like you didn't accomplish it. But one other thing that I desperately have to state. Just because you don't qualify for New York City means you're a bad Fortnite player. Anytime you make it to Sunday in your region, you are in the very top percentile of the people who play this game. There are millions and tens of millions of people who have tried and played Fortnite. Don't get discouraged. You are incredibly good. You are among the best of the best. If you want to continue taking it seriously, there will be something to play for. It's not going anywhere. There's always going to be more Fortnite games to play, whether it's community events or other things. You can find ways to improve. You can go through, you can watch the VODs, you can pick yourself up, you can talk to another player, or similar to what the S2 guys did, find like-minded players, join one of those friend groups, ask players for advice, keep pushing yourself, because you're not going to get better by giving up. And hey, if you do want to give up and it's not for you, that's also okay. There are a ton of other games out there, and gaming is not just a singular thing. Games are fantastic, particularly with E3 going on, a bunch of new and fantastic titles out there that deserve to be celebrated. But right now, we're here playing Fortnite, trying to decide those final 2 spots, and Andrew picks up Uncle Iroh. That's the T right there.
I love every time you make that reference.
It's so good.
It is very, very good. These references are next level. Just to expand a tiny little baby bit on that, you know, we get it. We know it's a very difficult competition. We understand that, you know, it means the world to qualify, and if you don't, it feels like the weight of the world is just on top of you, and you doubt everything, your skill, your ability to play all these things. But we promise you, you are here for a reason. You've made it to the top 3,000 in your respective region because of how incredible at Fortnite and how skilled you are as a player. So keep your head up, keep grinding, keep your head up, keep pushing. I promise it'll all pay off in the end. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup, fam.
And
Never
also,
forget.
hey, hashtag Fortnite World Cup. What did your improvement look like over the course of the World Cup? Did you get more points? Did you have one of those days that were really good for you? What was your story like? How was it competing in the first open tournament, in the largest open tournament that has been run? Let us know, because we want to hear about it. We want to know what your experience was like, what you liked, and what you didn't like. Give us some of the positives in there so we're able to iterate on all of that stuff. But as we said now, pressure plant going through, geysers going, and Terrainy is extending his shadow form because, as we said, his feet doesn't touch the ground. So that answers the question about what that interaction looks like. The real question is, if he hung out on a zip line, would he still just stay in that fire shadow form? Who knows? Top 25 placement points are abound, and Terrainy now has priority on the zone. He's going to look back and try and catch all the people who are hot feeding right by, but that is an incredibly tough shot to hit. 23, and does he get meteored by the other player? He does. He's in the box. He's stuck in there. Doesn't look like the player recognizes, so he's just gonna boop right out the side in a box with the baller player. One trap down, finds doesn't find the trap, but finds the shot because Cryo has to move to the other side. 16 players remaining. Harrians and Andrew still in the lobby. Nobody wants to be the last one. Trap fires. Player gets to the opposite side, puts the ramp down. Tyranny being like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. Bernie picks up Oppo Whip, and we have our top 15. Harrians gets Kytrex, and Rick gets Orba, and the lobby is thinning fast.
Exactly, and look at this. Another one just picked up like that. We're nearing top 5 so quickly. But look at this. You still have people all the way around. Players being eliminated left and right. Up on the high ground, though, Hustle and Allrum looks like they're going to contest right now. Harrian says, everyone up top, go ahead and come on down. I'd like to just go ahead and send you back to the lobby. So there you go. Now, Hustle did not drop all the way down. He still has the highest ground tarp, so he's just going to keep applying pressure from above. Now, I'm curious, does Harrians have more rockets? Okay, you answered my question. Thank you. Did you read my mind? How did he know?
Threw it right on up there. You see Andrew picks up drip traits, but Hustle starting to row kind of thin on mats. He has 22 left, but it should be okay to hold high ground for now. Is dealing with no, he picked up ammo from that last Elam, so he's okay. Dexterity picks up J Roses, and we're into the top 5. Harrians goes down just inside of it. Tyranny picks up Dexterity. Now it's a 1v1 between Tyranny and Hustle. Tyranny up on the high ground. Hustle going to take it away. Double ramps out into the side. 90 and then reverse flips it, but gets coned off by Tyranny. Great cone there, so Hustle now going to drop back down. One thing to note though, Hustle has the bandages, but no builds. If it goes to full close and he's okay, it should go to him. The difference between bandages versus a slurp and a campfire is minuscule, but Hustle slips up, only had the 50 HP, and gets taken out by a very slight change in elevation. That's not Old Man Mountain, that's like the newborn hill, but it was enough.
It was enough. I love fighting Volcano because it just makes like the action feel more action movie. It's like we're fighting over lava. Who will win? Food. Oh, between the slats. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Send observers your love. That was dope. All right, I liked that one. That was a pretty dang good one. I liked it. But look at this, Rux. Rux hasn't qualified, right? No, Pika and Rux have qualified. Excuse me, I missed.
They've qualified in solos, haven't qualified as a duo.
Yes, so one more opportunity in this next weekend to try and come through.
Actually, it will be on the Thursday and Friday, June 20th and 21st because of those changed times. Also, don't forget those hours have been pushed back, and the prize pools have been doubled for that rescheduling. Again, you can see the qualification spots on the right-hand side. 19 were up for grabs today. 17 have gone down, and 2 more are available here in the West. Who will be able to take one away as Rux begins spraying shots out there, swaps to the combat, gets a 12 and a 9 tag there, so knows the player is on whites but won't be able to find it. Instead, gets mitts with a little bit of help from the storm.
Man, another dense lobby. Now keep in mind, we're coming, the circle is already moving. The storm circle is already moving. We're getting closer to that Storm Circle 6. Rux here, a little bit of a tough spot. He's going to go ahead and get that launch pad, get himself out of dodge, and begin his rotation. Question is, where does he want to land? He probably could have challenged that player, but I think it's a little bit smart. Just go to the edge of that next storm zone, get yourself to safety, establish, and then see where the next zone is. Right? It's again, every interaction matters. Every decision they make is literally going to make or break their game.
So on that rotation in and of itself, you have two choices when you're going through. You can come down on the very near side of the zone where there's going to be more players, but you want to land towards an edge because the next circle goes outside of the bounds of the safe zone. If you don't go to an edge and you go to the middle, you're guaranteed a rotation no matter what. Whereas if you do get an edge, you're either on the backside and have to rotate right away, or everyone rotates into you. So the safe calculated play is you put yourself in the middle for an even rotation, but that means you're in the middle of the rotation and guaranteed have to rotate. So if you put yourself towards the side with mixed utility, you at least have a chance of hitting the zone. But then on the flip side, if it goes back to the opposite side, it's really rough. Most of the times during that overlapping zone, I'd say you want to go far side simply because the near side's going to be stacked and there's less threats there. So even if you do have to rotate away, most players aren't rotating all the way over there. As you can see Sealmat doing right now and then turning about face. Sees all the players dropping down from the sky. And that was the slow redeploy. That's what I'm talking about. If you go to press space, as somebody knocks your ramp out from under you, you'll be stuck in that slow redeploy forever. But Sealmat opts not to punish that player, instead swaps targets onto gun deals and swats him out of the sky, swapping his name from Epic Whales Duo back to Sealmat so we can give him the credit where credit is due without undue confusion.
Dang it, you literally stole my joke. I was going to say, man, I'm so happy to see that Sealmat has changed his name from Epic Whales Duo to his real name so we can give him the credit. Dang it, Sundown. It's like you read mine.
There?
It wasn't like a joke. I'm just saying that was like.
Oh, it's one of your jokes. Got it.
Yeah, so it's not
As
funny.
we hit top 25 there, Pearl taking out Hit Marker and Sealmat getting over to the far side. 3 points for everyone. Top 15 will be the next one for an additional 2 points, and then top 5 in the Victor Royale after that. But Sealmat wants the points from the Elims. You can see the baller kind of griefing him a little bit there, just hitting the spacebar, knocking the builds, not letting him be safe. But Anjul gets picked up. Brilliantly done there from Sealmat, and now going to opt to pop the shadow and get on out.
I like that rotation because typically when you do with a door and you use a shadow bomb and then you open the door, players know to laser the door instantly because you're going to be coming out as a shadow. If you edit up and then you just bounce out of the box, no one can really tell where you are, and it makes you way more difficult target to hit. That's dope.
Adapting, man, like we said, everyday people pushing the limit. But now we got Buphack up on the high ground. Boombo in combat shotgun, sitting on full draw right now, has an explosive shotgun round ready to go in case anybody gets greeted by it. Sees the shadow player, not able to find the first hit. Baller right next to him, just pickaxe him. That works too. You can send him on down, but he's going to be able to catch himself. See if he had pickaxed him there.
He would have got
out in the storm. Would have got an Elim.
Yep.
Just saying, 200 IQ.
You know what I'm curious about? I know.
So that's another thing. Okay. It's top 15, so that's a 3-point swing there. But an explode or any AoE damage that hits a baller, if it breaks it, will crack through. Bobhack gets Wavy Jacob as well, the player who is in the top 5 tomorrow. So good high ground domination from him. But now back on board with Sealmat. 2 Elims and top 12 currently. Needs top 5 for the next round of points. But he also still has 3 stinks, Zeke.
These just increase in value over the course of the game, right? You got to think the stink bomb is a little bit larger than a 1x1 grid space. When you throw it in, especially in this tight of a corridor, you're going to get guaranteed damage. Remember, that's damage that ignores shields and hits directly to the health bar. If he just drops it down on the players down below, he's going to get a bunch of damage numbers, and he's going to be able to track them. Because remember, that damage number is ticking, and you can track where that number is coming from.
Drop it on the backside of the storm on low ground. Players will always be there. Always, no matter what. But right now, you can see he's only...
That was guys me live streaming World Cup, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace.